In Activity 3, The Sun Warms Earth, students use a thermometer to measure and compare air temperature both inside and outside. Students discuss the role of the sun in heating Earth's land, water, and air, and conclude from water temperature measurements that the sun is the source of heat for Earth. You will need the following materials from the kit: Activity Sheet 3, red crayons, foam cups, a pitcher, dual scale thermometers, a wall thermometer, a demonstration thermometer, and masking tape. You will also need to provide paper towels, a ruler or meter stick, and tap water. To prepare for Session 1, make several copies of Activity Sheet 3 for each student. Start this activity early in the morning so that students can take their first 2 daily temperature readings as early as possible. Each team of 2 will need a thermometer, and each student will need a red crayon. To begin Session 1, brainstorm things that are hot or cold. Suggestions may include fire, boiling water, and hot chocolate, and snow, ice cream, and cold drinks. Explain that temperature is a measure of how hot or cold something is. The temperature of the air is an important part of weather. Hold up the wall thermometer and identify it for students. Tell students that a thermometer is a tool that measures temperature. We use a thermometer to measure the temperature of the air to help us know more about the weather. Display the demonstration thermometer beside the real thermometer that you have already shown to the class, and point out that both thermometers have a red line in the middle. On the real thermometer, the red line is a thin tube filled with red liquid. On the demonstration thermometer, the red line is a sliding red strip. Model how to use the demonstration thermometer by moving the red line up and down, as if it were getting hotter and colder. Tell students to look at the markings on the demonstration thermometer and ask, "What do you think the numbers and lines on the thermometer mean?" Explain that thermometers measure temperature in degrees, and that degrees are a unit of measurement, like inches. Point to the 2 scales on the demonstration thermometer. Explain that different degree scales are used in different parts of the world. The 2 most common are Fahrenheit and Celsius, sometimes marked as F and C. Tell students that you will be using only the Fahrenheit scale because that is the scale most often used in the United States. Show students that every degree is marked with a little line, and every 10 degrees is marked with a number. Then, pointing to each number, lead the class in counting aloud by tens from 0 to 120. Next, distribute 1 dual scale thermometer to each team of 2. Tell students to handle their thermometers very carefully and give them a minute or 2 to explore these new weather tools. Ask students, "What is the thermometer measuring right now?" It is measuring the temperature of the air in the classroom. Have students read their thermometers and tell you the temperature. Then, set the demonstration thermometer so that it shows the classroom air temperature. Demonstrate how to place a thumb very gently on the bulb of the thermometers. Tell the class do the same and to watch what happens to the red line. It should move slightly higher. Ask students, "What was your thermometer measuring when you put your thumb on it?" It was measuring your body temperature. Next, take students outside to a shady area out of the wind. After a few minutes, have them read the temperature. Back inside, move the red strip on the demonstration thermometer so that it shows the outside temperature. To help students better understand the connection between the thermometer scale and temperature, ask questions such as, "Was the red line higher inside or outside?" "Was the temperature higher inside or outside?" Guide students to see that the higher the red line, and therefore the higher the temperature, the warmer the air is. Point out that we can observe or feel how hot or cold it is with our senses, but to know the temperature for sure, we must measure it with a thermometer. Distribute 1 copy of Activity Sheet 3 and a red crayon to each student. Have students record their first temperature reading by writing the measurement they just took and coloring in the morning thermometer. Inform students that they will measure and record the temperature of the air outside twice every day, morning and afternoon, for 4 days. To conclude Session 1, after each observation, collect the red crayons and thermometers. Students can store their activity sheets in their science notebooks. To prepare for Session 2, students will need their completed activity sheets. This session should be done on a sunny day. Find a place inside where students are able to leave cups of water in direct sunlight for about 20 minutes. Fill 2 pitchers with tap water and let them sit out until the water has reached room temperature. Each team of 2 will need a thermometer and a foam cup filled with room temperature tap water. To begin Session 2, distribute the activity sheets and discuss the students' findings. Ask students, what do you notice about the temperature over the past 4 days? Did the temperature stay the same? Most students will observe that it did not. It likely became warmer from morning to early afternoon. Ask students, what do you think caused the temperature to change from day to day or during the day? Students may guess that the sun had something to do with it. Accept all reasonable answers. Distribute a dual-scale thermometer to each team of 2. Ask students to find the temperature of the classroom. Distribute a cup of water to each team of 2, and have students measure the temperature of the water. Then have students remove the thermometers and put their cups on a sunny windowsill in the classroom. After 20 minutes, students should retrieve their cups and measure their water temperature again. Ask, what do you notice about the temperature of the water now? They will see that the temperature went up and the water got warmer. Now ask, what made the water temperature increase? Students should conclude that the water was warmed by the sun. Confirm with students that the sun heats Earth's land and water, which then heat the air. In general, changes in air temperature are caused by changes in the amount of sunlight that reaches Earth. Guide students to understand that it is usually warmer during the day because sunlight warms Earth's surface. Then ask, if you kept taking temperature readings every day for a year, what do you think you would find out? Students may know that over time, the temperature could get much higher or much lower, depending on the season and your location. Help students conclude that on a day-to-day basis, the temperature generally increases in the morning, is highest around midday, then decreases in the afternoon, and is lowest at night. Finally, inform students that in Activity 4, Wind, they will learn about another part of the weather that changes from day to day, wind. To conclude Session 2, discard the water in the cups, dry the cups and return them, along with the thermometers and red crayons, to the kit. For science background, reinforcement activities, curriculum connections, and information about the Delta Science Reader, please consult your DSM Teacher's Guide.